So today we're starting something new. This is a 1991 Toyota Celica, not GM, what you're used to seeing on this channel. But there's a reason I've got it, and we're going to walk you through that right now. This is a high school project. I'm going to introduce you to the high school students that are going to work on it. I want to talk a little bit about why we got this car. It's clean, it was cheap, and it was broken. It's a good platform for introducing these students to working on a car, how to do diagnostics, how to do budgeting, mechanical, working on things. It's a good teaching platform, parts availability, the support that's out there for these cars. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's grown on me a little bit. There's a little bit of a cool factor. It's got the pop-up headlights. So there's lots of reasons, but I'm going to tell you the biggest reason, it was cheap and it was broken. We're not just going to throw parts at this car. We're going to go about this in a methodical, systematic way, diagnosing things, and then buying the parts to fix it. So I hope you follow along. Hope you join and enjoy the ride as we go and try to get this thing back on the road and teach these kids how to work on cars. Here's the class. These are my high schoolers. They wanted a project. I got them a project. We got Sophie, we got Liam, we've got Declan. You guys know him from some of the other videos we've done. Titus, he's making another appearance. He was with us on the paint job on the 66 when we were doing stripes. Yeah. So he's returning as part of the crew that's going to work on this car. But at this point, we're just going to do walk around. We're going to tell the story of what we know about this car so far. And then I'm going to get these guys to just kind of do a once over. And we're going to get started on this. But I've never worked on Toyota. I've never worked on Japanese. What are those? JDM? JDM. See? I'm learning some new lingo here.
JV, Bubba.
But what I want to do first is let's just walk around the car. I want you guys to just kind of point out some stuff. I know y'all have looked at it. Let's walk around and point out the car. What we got going on. Battery. Liam, throw that negative cable on the battery. Go headlight test. Boom. Check it out.
Headlights work.
That is cool. That is one of the cool factors for this car.
That's at me.
For a 1991.
Low mileage too.
What was the mileage, Liam?
129.
This is tape where it was taped off where the guy was going to do a little painting. There's a little bit of, looks like some mud work, little body work there, but nothing major. Just not a whole lot of damage on the car. Go ahead and shut that. We are missing the Toyota Celica GT badges, so we're going to try to get some of those.
Looks like we need new brakes.
I do see a little bit of dent and gap issue here. Maybe something was trapped in here and the trunk got shut. Little scratch, little cosmetic stuff going on, but no major dents, damage. Doesn't look like the car has been wrecked.
It's a clean little car.
It is clean. Starting out with a pretty good baseline in terms of body and cosmetics. It is surprisingly clean and intact. All of the seats are in very great shape. No rips, no tears. Probably hard to see. Dash, no cracks. All right, everything appears to be very clean and in order. The story on this car. This started from these guys seeing me work on old cars, old trucks, and they decided, hey, we want a project of our own. And so I got to looking for stuff that I work on, and that wasn't real appealing to them. So
it was. We just wanted something more our age.
More your age. Okay,
it's called
something a little bit newer, and this is kind of what we settled on. It was somewhat local, relatively cheap, and here's the story on it. Supposedly, this thing has a blown head gasket. Now, blown head gasket could be cracked head, it could be cracked block, it could be a lot of different things, and I realize that. But that's what we're going to start trying to do is diagnose this thing, see where we're actually at. The guy kind of give a backstory on it and how it all went down. He was chasing kind of a rough idle, low idle issue on the car. And then one day driving home, white smoke coming out of the tailpipe, blew all the antifreeze out. And supposedly, I'm going to check it here in a little bit, but supposedly possible oil and water mixture. And so his assessment was cracked or blown head gasket. My assessment, is it a blown head gasket? Hopefully that's it. Possibly cracked head, warped head. Hopefully not a cracked block, but we'll see. And this is going to be what these guys are learning on. And so we're going to start with diagnosis. First thing I want to do you guys know what a head is?
Yes.
No.
Okay, what's a
A
head?
headlight.
A head is connected to your block and your intake.
Okay, so
And
you got the block.
here's your valve cover and your head's right here.
Yep. So you
And your
got
valves and your,
valves.
your rods and stuff are in there.
Okay. So that's correct. You got the block where the cylinders are moving up and down. You got the head on top of that where your valves and everything are located. And then you got your valve cover on top of that.
Flash tappet cover.
If you're getting water over into cylinders where it's not supposed to be, what's supposed to be in the cylinders?
Gas.
Gas
Oh,
and
That's
Oil.
air.
There, yeah.
Okay. So if you're getting water in there, what do you think's going to happen?
Uh-oh.
Messes up your fuel
Engine.
air mixture, right?
That-
What might you see if you're getting water in the cylinders?
igniting.
Okay,
I was thinking oil.
rough idle, rough running, low idle. But what did that guy see immediately when the head gasket, what he thinks is the head gasket blew? What did he see?
White smoke.
White smoke. What do you think it was?
Oil.
Why white smoke? You said oil.
Water.
Because it was like kind of a
Oh,
vapor
yeah, water.
mix.
Ooh, vapor, right? So what happens to water when it's superheated?
It vaporizes.
Vaporizes and creates what?
White smoke.
Steam, right? So that might have been part of what we were seeing, or what he saw is steam coming out of the exhaust pipe. All of these are little things that you're going to take and use as information to figure out what do we do next. All right. First thing I want to do is let's pull the spark plug wires. Let's pull them off. We're going to pull the plugs and we're going to turn the car over and just listen for some sounds. We're going to listen for knocking. We're going to listen
It
for
wants to come
clanking.
off. Blue collar.
So now you got spark plug wires off. If I were to turn the key on,
Nothing will happen.
nothing would happen?
Well, it would, but it wouldn't be good.
Like what?
Stuff would shoot out of that. Possibly oil. Not oil, because now I'd mess up the
What was
spark
the
plug.
question?
I said now that we've got the spark plug wires off
That sounds stupid.
and I get in there and turn the key over, what would happen?
It would crank over.
It would crank, but
not
would
run.
it wouldn't
it
wouldn't start. Okay, very good. And no, oil
Yeah.
would not shoot
Yeah,
out.
I started thinking because if that, it would be
might.
bad.
Okay. Hold it over here so I can see. What does it look like?
They're platinum tip.
Okay, platinum tips.
And they
They look clean. They
oily or carbon.
don't look damaged. All right, so that's a good sign. Okay, take a look at that one. What does it look like?
Oily. Looks
Look-
good to me.
A little oily, but the porcelain looks clean. Tip looks good, not damaged, so good sign. Okay, if it's loose, then you pull your ratchet off and just twist the extension. Turn it up, there you go. And take a look at it.
That was nice oily.
Describe it to me. I don't want to get out of focus. What did you see?
There's a hooky thing.
Okay, what does it look like? Does it look oily? Is it dirty?
Does it
It
look?
looks oily.
Compare it to that one.
It's worse than that one.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh, yep,
very dirty.
Yeah.
yep. That
Let's
might
compare
be
it to
a
this
Really
one.
what,
oily.
What do you think? That could be an indicator, right? Them 2 cylinders, pretty clean. That second one,
What do I have?
actually the third one. So we're going from the passenger side
Looks like it's
over.
getting worse.
I don't think I
So
have a crack
that
this-
one he pulled out. It was definitely oily and dirty, wasn't it? All right, you doing good? They were all pretty
Yeah.
loose, weren't they?
How do I detach it?
All right, so you'll just take and pull the ratchet. There you go. And you may have to pull it all the way. There you go.
Tickle.
Watch out.
Okay. Tell me what you see.
Dirty and oily.
A little bit oily. The porcelain's a little bit cleaner.
Should we compare them?
If you compare to the one next to it. But yeah, it looks oily.
This
and
one's more oily than
Yep.
these two. That one looks like it
Alright.
has that act like
That one looks
actual
like it's
oil.
So, as a lesson, I want you guys to see that spark plugs help in diagnosing. All right, they tell us a story. Some of them were clean. Some of them were.
These 3 were the cleanest, and that's the most dirty.
Yep, you can see that one right there. Thank you, Liam.
You see?
Is definitely telling a different story than the other 3,
Yes,
right?
sir.
All right. At this point, what I want to do, just for diagnostic purposes, is turn the motor over. I want to know, does it sound like there's damage to the bottom end of this thing? We're going to be listening for clanging, rod knock, ticking, anything that might be telling us that there's something else wrong with this motor. So, Sophie, you're the closest. I want you to get in there. Everybody, keep your hands back. I don't want anything around turning parts. Off. Any knocking? Ticking? I didn't hear. Now, I do smell gas, so that tells me that the fuel system is probably pumping, but we didn't have spark plugs. But I didn't hear any knocking, clanging,
Should we try
rod
again to be
knock,
sh-
or
to
anything
be
like
sure?
that. So, I did see a little bit of mist coming out of here. It could have been fuel, but for the most part, it sounded
Good.
good. No metallic noises. All right, we got Liam putting the first spark plug back in.
It's loose already. Going back on.
And just snug it. That's probably good. While she's dropping the last one in, I want to talk to you guys about what we're going to be listening for. So now, what we're going to have is compression, okay? So the spark plugs are in. The spark plug wires are off, so we're not going to be firing. It's not going to start up and run, but we're going to be turning the engine over under compression. And what we're going to be listening for, you good? Yep, consistent and rhythmic turning overs. You all know what a car sounds like when it turns over and doesn't crank. It should be consistent. It should be in a rhythm. It shouldn't be offbeat. All right, so Liam's going to hop in, and he's going to turn it over. And I want you guys to listen. Off. All right. What did that sound like?
Rhythmic.
It gets weak.
Well, that's battery getting weak. But did it sound the way a car is supposed to sound when it turns over without starting? Yeah. Okay. Sophie, you concur? You agree? Okay. It didn't sound weird. So to me, that is a good thing. So next test. See, we're slowly and methodically working our way up. You guys get those spark plug wires back on. All right, so for the crank and start and run test, Titus, it's going to be very brief. So go ahead, turn the key on. You guys be listening. Go ahead and kill it. That was good.
Still sounds pretty good.
Thing fired right up. That's pretty impressive. Did anybody hear knocking?
Nope.
Dude, that's really impressive. I just want to pause really quick and be like, that fired right up. That was like there's nothing wrong with the car. That is a really good sign. In y'all's opinion, what did we learn today?
It starts.
It starts.
Thanks.
It runs. Were there noises?
Nope.
Weird noises? No.
Might be wrong.
We did get some indications that one of the, I think it was this
one. It was this one.
this cylinder here could have something to do with this head gasket or cracked head or whatever the problem is, that may be the cylinder that it's going into. But the big thing is this has been a win, honestly. Like, it cranks, it runs, it's smooth.
For 900.
You wouldn't know, honestly, that there's something wrong with this car at this point. So what I like to say is this car has earned the next gate. It's earned us moving forward and continuing to work on it. That's day one. Big win. We got some diagnostics under our belt. We know a lot more about this thing than we did before. The story that we were told, it left a lot of questions as to exactly what condition this engine was in. But after that, I feel a lot better. We didn't hear any rod knock. We didn't hear a lot of gremlins, a lot of noises going on. It sounded like a normal car. It fired right up. It ran smooth. So hopefully the guy's diagnosis is correct, that it is just a blown head gasket, and we can get in this thing, get it corrected, and get it back on the road, get it cleaned up. Teach these kids a little bit about how to work on these things in the meantime. So join us, follow along, because this is just the start. Thanks for watching. We're Back 40 Garage. We fix things. All right, so clean up, pick up tools. Sophie's on the broom. Thank you. Did y'all get the extension?
Yes, sir.
Ratchet?
Yes, sir.
All right.